Are you ready for the return of the Moon Knight? The Marvel superhero show that premiered on Disney Plus in 2022 is rumored to have a second season in the works. Who will be their allies and enemies in this new adventure? And what secrets will be revealed about their past and their future? Stay tuned as we discover more about the upcoming Season 2. Oscar Isaac, who plays the lead role of Mark Spector or Moon Knight, has teased that he and director Mohamed Diab were in Cairo, Egypt for Season 21. He also said that there have been some specific conversations about the future of his character, but no official word yet. Moon Knight is rumored to be connected to Avengers 5, which is scheduled to release in 2026. According to a report, Moon Knight Season 2 will come out before Avengers 5 and will feature Kang the Conqueror as the main villain for. Kang is a time-traveling warlord who has a history with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four in the comics. Before we dive deep, let's recap Season 1 of the Moon Knight and where it stopped to restart this epic series. Stephen Grant, who works at a museum and loves ancient Egypt. He is also Mark Spector, who is a soldier and a superhero. He works for Khonshu, the moon god, who gives him powers and a suit. One night, Stephen wakes up in a strange place and sees some bad people. They want a beetle that he has, which is important for the Egyptians. He runs away, but he forgets what happened. He finds a foam and a card that belongs to Mark, and he talks to a woman who says she is his wife. He doesn't know her, but she knows Mark. The next day, he meets the leader of the bad people who works for Amit, the evil god. He wants the beetle to bring Amit back to life. He chases Stephen, but Stephen changes into Mark and fights him. He breaks things in the museum and loses his job. He uses the card to open a locker where he finds the beetle. He talks to Mark, who says they share the same body and that he is the Moon Knight. He meets the woman again, but she doesn't know Stephen. They are chased by the police, who work for the Harrow. He takes the beetle from them and sends a monster to kill them. Stephen changes into Mark and kills the monster, but Khonshu is angry. He says he will make the woman his new Moon Knight if they don't stop the Harrow. Harrow and his friends find out where Amit is buried. It is in the desert in Egypt. He and his wife, Layla, go to Egypt to stop Harrow, who wants to bring back another Egyptian god named Amit, who is very evil. They find a place where Amit is buried, but it is a big puzzle with traps and monsters. They fight their way through, but Harrow catches up with them. He tells Layla that Mark is a bad guy who killed her father. Mark says that it was not him, but his friend who did it. Harrow shoots Mark, and he falls asleep. He wakes up in a hospital where everyone he knows is there, but they act weird. He sees Harrow, who pretends to be a doctor. He runs away from him and finds another person who looks like him, but is not him. They see another person who is trapped in a sarcophagus, but they don't know who he is. Then, they meet a woman who has a hippo head. She says she is Tawret, another Egyptian god. She tells them something important. Layla informs Mark and Stephen that they are dead and in the afterlife. She tells them that they will be judged based on their actions, and if they have been good, they will be sent to a nice place. They become friends and request Tawret's help to return to life. Tawret agrees, and they are sent back to their bodies. Khonshu restores their powers, and Layla agrees to be Tawret's superhero. They defeat Harrow and Amit and choose to continue as superheroes. Finally, Harrow and Amit are eliminated by Jake, who is known as the Bad Moon Knight. Rumors suggest that the second season is in motion. In a video shared in September 2022, Oscar Isaac and director Mohamed Diab hinted at a second season when asked why they were in Cairo, Egypt. Isaac also mentioned having some specific conversations about the future of his character. If Moon Knight does get a second season, it will likely be a couple of years until the series returns to Disney Plus due to the packed upcoming schedule. One rumor indicated that Season 2 of Moon Knight was set to come before Avengers 5, which now gives the series almost 3 full years to return after Avengers 5 was delayed until May 1, 2026. Although there's no official plot for Moon Knight Season 2 yet, it's speculated that Mark and Stephen would probably continue to struggle with the new identity their bodies have given them. And if we take all of this into consideration, the second season of Moon Knight might be released in late 2024 or delayed to May 1, 2026. The possible plot for the Moon Knight Season 2 picks up after the events of Avengers 5, where Mark Spector and his alters help the Avengers defeat Kang the Conqueror and his army of time-traveling villains. However, the battle left a lasting impact on the timeline, creating alternate realities and paradoxes that threaten the stability of the multiverse. One of these realities is a world where Khonshu never chose Mark as his avatar and instead chose his former partner and enemy Bushman. In this world, Bushman is the Moon Knight, a ruthless and tyrannical ruler who uses his powers and resources to oppress and enslave the people of Egypt and beyond. He is also the leader of the Shadow Council, a secret society that has been manipulating the world for centuries. Mark and his alters, Stephen Grant and Jake Lockley, are unaware of this reality until they are contacted by Nick Fury, who tells them that they are the only ones who can stop Bushman and his plan. Fury explains that Bushman has acquired a device that can manipulate reality and that he intends to use it to merge his world with the main one, erasing Mark and his allies from existence. Fury also reveals that he has recruited some other heroes to help Mark, such as Blade, Ghost Rider, and Werewolf by Night, who are part of the supernatural side of the MCU. Mark and his team travel to Egypt, where they infiltrate Bushman's headquarters and confront him. They discover that Bushman has also captured Layla, Mark's wife, and that he plans to sacrifice her to Ammit, the evil goddess who was sealed in his body. Mark fights Bushman, but is overpowered and captured. He is tortured by Bushman, who reveals that he is still a servant of Khonshu and that Khonshu has betrayed Mark and chosen him as his true Moon Knight. He also reveals that he has a third alter, Randall Spector, Mark's brother, who drowned and blamed him for it. Randall is a psychotic and sadistic killer who enjoys causing pain and suffering. Mark manages to escape from Bushman's clutches and frees Layla and his allies. He then faces Bushman and his alters and engages in a brutal fight. He learns that he can switch between his alters at will. Mark defeats Bushman and his alters and destroys the device. He then frees Ammit from Bushman's body and seals her in a coffin. He is hailed as a hero by the media and the public, but his past and his condition still haunt him. He decides to stay in Egypt and continue his mission as the Moon Knight. He thanks his team and his wife for their support and says that he is ready to face his destiny. He then looks at the moon and smiles. Do you think Mark will be able to control his personality and his powers? Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.